Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is I, Jolting Joe, coming to you live on a Tuesday from my back patio. And what are you drinking? What are you smoking? First of all, what are you smoking? Got a little Rocky Patel 2003 with the Cameroon wrapper. Cameroon's actually my personal favorite. I really dig Cameroons. It's a good smoke though. And then what are you drinking? Well, it's September. So went with we got a Yingling Oktoberfest. All right, we just got Yingling in Texas. It's contract brewed here in Texas, and that actually doesn't come from the brewery. But this is the Oktoberfest. It's alright. It's alright. Cheers, everybody. Okay. Well, let's just get right into it, shall we? We're gonna go baseball, we're gonna go college football, and then we're gonna go NFL. Let's start with baseball because over the weekend, I believe it was Friday, rule changes are coming to Major League Baseball for next season. All right, number one, the shift is banned. There is no more shift. You're going to have two players on the left side of second and two players on the right side of second. And all infielders must keep their feet on the dirt. All right, so no more shifting as far as that is concerned. Now, I'm pro shift because I think defense is part of the game. I think if you've got a hitter up there that just continuously pulls the ball and that's all they do is a pull hitter, then I think you have the right to position your players in any manner which is going to take away a base hit. And then also, too, at the same time, these are major league hitters. There was a time when hitters learned to hit the ball the other way. All right, but now there's so many pull hitters thanks to analytics and thanks to the three true outcomes of either drive it out of the yard, strike out, or take a walk. And then a lot of hitters just pull it. Joey Gallo, all right, comes to mind. Here for the Astros, Michael Brantley's not a power hitter, but still. All right, Kyle Tucker. All right, Jordan Alvarez. All right, all these guys are shifted. Now, it does disproportionately affect the left-handed hitters because obviously first base is on the left-hand side. And so or on the right-hand side, if you're facing the diamond. And of course, if you're a lefty, you're going to pull the ball that way. And the throw from second base or shallow right field is a lot shorter than, say, if you got the shift on for a righty and he hits it to third base. Okay. But once again, I'm still a pro shift because my whole thing is hit them where they ain't. Learn to hit the ball the other damn way. Okay. And I mean, you're either pro shift or you're anti shift. Like I said, I have no problem with it. I'm pro shift. I understand there's a lot of hits taken away and stuff like that, and it gets kind of boring and stuff. But at the same time, you should be allowed to put your players into a defense that's going to benefit your team. And then once again, I think learn to hit the ball the other way. All right, you're a professional major league hitter. Hit the ball the other way. Hit them where they aim. All right, so I am completely okay with the shift. All right, now I know there's a few of you out there that don't like it, but hell, first guy to get shifted was Ted Williams, all right, back in the late 40s, early 50s. Early part of this century, Big Poppy, David Ortiz was shifted. It's just now there's a shift kind of everywhere. Every team does it now because of analytics and you got so many pull hitters. Like everybody's just pulling pulling the ball. All right, so once again, hit the ball the other way. Hit them where they ain't. That's all I got to say. I think a good compromise would have been to keep the shift, but put everybody's feet on the dirt. No more shallow right field anymore. I think that would have been a good compromise, and then that way at least hitters could get over the heads. Even if you shift them, you could get over the head of the second baseman. Get over the head of the shortstop. If everybody's feet are on the dirt, still dropping a base hit, and all that stuff, or just smash it through there. So, like I said, I get why they did it. I think defense is part of the game. All right, and also hit them where they ain't. All right, those are my two arguments against banning the shift. All right. Also, we're getting a pitch clock, and praise be the baseball gods. Now this has been in the minor leagues for some time now, and it's going to be a 15-second pitch clock with nobody on base. It'll be a 20-second pitch clock with somebody on base, and what's going to happen is the batter's on the clock too. So the if the pitcher is in violation of the pitch clock, it will be a ball to the batter. If the batter is in violation of the pitch clock, then it is a strike to the batter. Also, the bases are getting bigger just by 3 square inches. That's not really a whole big deal. It's more for safety concern because it gives the first baseman a little bit more room to work with when his foot's on the bag, and then also the base runners got a little bit more area to hit coming in, and then same thing even at second base with steal plays, and then also too it gives you just a wee bit of an advantage to steal a base because if it's a fingertip, you're going to get in there. So I got no problem with bigger bases. That's fine. You want to do bigger bases, as long as not get super huge, but 3 square inches, okay. So that's fine. Um, Pitch clock, so for the pitch clock. All right, I am, in the old days. Now, the growing of the Astros were in the National League, but man, you had guys like, well, American League wise, you had guys like Mark Burley, and then for the Astros, you had Roy Oswalt. Man, you were done 2.5 hours, boom, out of the ballpark. And I'm okay for 3 hours, because a football game takes about 3 hours, and so I'm okay for a baseball game going 3 hours. That's fine, but 3 hours or under. I'm tired of 3 hour 15, 3 hour 20, 3.5 hour 9 inning games. It's just stupid. All right, so anything to speed up the game up, I am for. It has really shortened games in the minor leagues. Hell, the other day I think when the Space Cowboys put up like 21 runs in 9 innings or whatever the hell it was, that game was still over in under 3 hours. All right, because of the pitch clock. It's God bless it, man. Cheers to the pitch clock. And also too, man, how many times have you been to a baseball game and you're like, starters are they're throwing fast and everything. You're like, man, this game's freaking flying by. Holy shit! And then some reliever comes in and just slows the whole son of a bitch down, and you're like, man, we're gonna be out of here in like 2.5 hours. Next thing you know, hour later, 3.5 hour ball game. You're like, what the fuck just happened? So, and then also too, and this, I don't know, it's kind of interesting, but the pitcher can only disengage the mound twice, and so he can either step off or he can throw over to first. Now, if he throws over the first, though, he can throw over again. Twice is the limit. Now, if he throws a third time, he has to get the base runner out. If he does not, it's essentially a balk, and the base runner will advance to second base. Okay, and so it'll be just as good as a steal. But I don't know about that one. I'm a little. I mean, I get it because you're trying to get more action in the game, get more excitement, more stolen bases. But at the same time, too, and then at the same time, too, you're trying to speed the game up because you'll get pitchers that throw 5, 6, 7 times over there, and they'll throw like 3, 4 times in a row. And of course everybody boos because everybody's like, just throw the ball home. Well, I want to get out of here. All right. So those are the rule changes for Major League Baseball. But yeah, pitch clock, all for it. God bless. All right. Anything to speed the game up, I am for 100%. Shift, I don't think they should have banned it. And then I'm indifferent on the pitch, on the size of the bases. I mean, I understand why they're doing it. It's fine. Whatever. I don't care. All right. All right. Let's get there. So that's kind of big major league stuff. And here, just let me see real quick here. Give y'all some just updates on some standings here, so you can kind of know where everybody's at here. All right, let's go to MLB standings. All right, so just run this down real quick. We'll finish up our baseball conversation here. Yankees still in first place in the East, 5.5 game lead over the Blue Jays. Guardians in first place in the Central, 3 game lead over the Chi Sox. Astros still have an 11.5 game lead over Seattle in the West. In the NL East, Mets game and a half up on the Braves. Cardinals 8 games up on Milwaukee, and the Dodgers, of course, they've already clinched a playoff spot, believe it or not, but they're 20.5 games up on that. Wild card, Right now, your American League top three: Seattle, Toronto, Tampa, Baltimore hanging on by a thread. They're 5.5 back. And then in the National League, it's Atlanta, Philly, San Diego, and then Milwaukee just 2 games back. So that's starting to heat up a little bit there. And then, whoops. And then, let's see here. Oh, hold on. And then number one seeds, the Astros do have a 6-game lead over the Yankees for the number one seed there. And the Dodgers, of course, have the number one seed, and nobody's catching them. They got a 9-game lead over the Mets for the number one seed in the NL. So there's your baseball. There is your baseball update. All right. So that is your baseball update. Let's get to college football. That was week 2. Let's just kind of go down. We'll hit a few games here. Mm. Ooh, hold on. I gotta suck a little bit here. Hmm. And my cigar was blowing smoke. Look at that. Awesome. All right. So, first game, 11 o'clock kick. Alabama Crimson Tide. Quote Keith Jackson. I thought, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a UT fan. I thought UT was going to get the shit kicked out of them. The line ended up at 20 and a half. That was the highest that it made it. I think it opened at like 14 and a half, went all the way up to 20 and a half. And man, that Texas defense showed up. And then Bama committed a shit ton of penalties on top of it, shot themselves in the foot. And kind of what killed UT's two things: they had a missed 20-yard field goal at the end of the first half, and then also too they had 3 possessions in the second half in which they had to settle for field goals. Actually got into the red zone, Bama shut them down, drive stalled, and they had got it. If Texas could have found the end zone one time, they win that game. Not Cam Akers, Ewers. Ewers got knocked out of the game, but like I said, and then the second quarterback, he got hurt. He was limping around. All right, but Texas still damn near won that game. Probably should have. Like I said, if they make that little 20-yard field goal, they're up by 2. It's well, I mean, they would have been up by more than 3. I mean, and it would have been 22-17. So you're forcing Bama to kick to score, and then also too, like I said, if Texas could have just found the end zone in one of those drives, 3 drives stalled in the second half, they beat that. Boom, they win that football game. So it was a damn good game. It was a really good game, and like I said, that Texas defense really showed up, and God bless them. Cheers to y'all for that, man. Good job. All right, so that was a hell of a football game. Let's see, top 25 here. Ohio State kicked the shit out of Arkansas State. Miami beat the shit out of Southern Miss. Arkansas beat South Carolina. Wake beat Vandy. NC State all over Charleston. And then Utah beat the shit out of Southern Utah. Another big upset. Marshall going into South Bend, beating the Irish 26-21, knocking off the 8th ranked Irish. Clemson won another big upset of the day on Saturday. Appalachian State going into Kyle Field in College Station and beating the Aggies 17-14. And as a UT fan, couldn't happen to a nicer group of people than the Texas A&M Fighting Aggies. I tell you what, that one made me smile because UT, like I said, they lost, but they kind of got mixed feelings about that one because it's like, man, they lost, god damn it. But then you're like, sure, they play Bama really well. It's kind of like, a little bit of a moral victory there, if there's such a thing as a moral victory. But man, I saw that Aggie score and I was like, and some of you may have seen the viral video of the yell leaders from Friday night, and then that did not age well. Oop, I just ashed on myself. That's fine. Okay. All right. Now, so that was another big one, man. But yeah, and just from everything, I didn't watch that game, and from everything I heard, Jimbo called a horrible game, and then also, shit, who's the quarterback for A&M anyway? He kind of sucked it up too. So that's kind of what happened with that. Let's see. Tennessee beat Pitt. Wisconsin fell to Washington State. Another upset on the day there. Washington unranked. Washington State defeats Wisconsin 17-14. Georgia took care of business. They are actually now ranked number 1, I believe, in some polls. Michigan State took care of business. And then Houston, who was ranked number 25, University of Houston, they drop it in overtime to Texas Tech 33-30. U of H had a chance to win that one. They were in the first overtime. U of H scored a touchdown. They had Tech on a 4th and 20. Tech converted, scored, sent it to a second overtime. Cougars had to settle for a field goal, and then Tech ended up scoring a touchdown to end things. Things must be bad in Lubbock, though, because Tech was actually favored in that game by 4.5. And I understand that U of H is a top 25 school, but they're ranked number 25. All right, so they're not like number 1 Alabama or number 2 Georgia or something like that. I mean, we're talking about the bottom of the top 25 here, and Tech fans stormed the field. It's like, have y'all not had any big victories here lately? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Tech fans? All right, it's U of H. All right, you didn't knock off Bama, you didn't knock off Georgia, you didn't. You knocked off U of H, and you were favored to win the damn game, and you're storming the field. Okay. Another upset, Kentucky. They knocked off Florida in the swamp, 26-16. USC won, Oklahoma State won, Michigan won, and then BYU, number 21, knocked off number 9, Baylor, in 2 overtimes, 26-20. So, hell of a week in college football, Bill. A lot of big upsets. Oh, and then Nebraska fired their coach, because Nebraska lost 2. Nebraska, I mean, that was coming. Nebraska's been pretty bad. Where they got beat by Northwestern and Ireland and then got beat again. It's just, what happened to Nebraska, man? Nebraska, like in the 90s, like 80s, 90s, man. Tom Osborne, man. Nebraska was competing for national championships. And then, boy, how did the 2000s roll around and they just fell the fuck off a cliff. What the hell? So, anyway. So, there's your college football review. All right. It's football season. We're going to talk a lot of football. All right. Like I said, we started with baseball here. We're going to get into baseball. We'll get to playoff time. All right. So, don't you worry, baseball fans. All right, let's go to the NFL Week 1, ladies and gentlemen. The Bills and Rams started things off on Thursday Night Football, and I told you last week, like, Bills were favored by 2.5, and I was like, man, that's a stay away for me. I don't know. This is going to be like a field goal game, man, and Rams can pull this out. They're playing at home. Now, Bills just laid the fucking hammer down on the Rams, 31-10, and Josh Allen was just racking up fantasy points all through the day, man. Jesus Christ. Bills are legit. They are my AFC champion pick. I even threw a hundo down on it, and so we'll see at the end of the season if the Bills end up winning. They were the favorites. So it was like plus 165, but hey, hell, I'll take $165. All right, I ain't gonna turn that down. So go Bills. All right. Let's see. My team, Washington. Holy shit. I thought Carson Wentz was going to Carson Wentz there at the end of the game. Commanders had a lead going in halftime. I think it was 14-3. Wentz comes out, throws 2 picks on back-to-back drives. Next thing you know, Jacksonville's up. And I'm sitting here going, oh, great. This is what the fucking Carson fucking Wentz. This is what he's going to fucking do. And then I also took my team. I know better than to bet on my team. Now, I did bet for them to win. All right. They were 2.5-point favorites. I figured they're going to beat Jacksonville by a field goal. I'm digging that. So I threw a schmeckle down on, or a shekel, I should say, not a schmeckle. Throw a shekel down on that small wager. And I was like, and then so, and I blew my 3-teamer. I had a 3-teamer for some stupid reason, and nobody covered except for the Ravens. But so I'm sitting there trying to break even basically on the day, and I was like, and then I get the ball back fourth quarter, driving down the field, and I'm like, you know what? And they were down by 2, I think, 1 or 2, and so all I needed was a field goal and to go ahead. And I'm sitting there going, and these son of bitches are going to win this goddamn game, and they're not going to cover. But my boy, Carson Wentz, love you now, comes through, throws a touchdown pass to Dodson, the rookie from Penn State, who had 2 catches and 2 touchdowns on the day. I think he's going to be really good. I was really surprised at him. That defense still is a little, and unfortunately, Matt, this rookie out of Alabama, tore his meniscus. He's going to be out. But and then Jonathan Allen tweaked his groin, but I think he's okay. But hey, my Commanders won. They covered. I was a happy boy on Sunday. Tell you what. Saints get the Falcons by 1. I thought the Saints were going to run away with that game. It ended up being a lot closer. And then the Bears in a monsoon in Soldier Field in Chicago defeat the Niners 19-10. If you had the Bears, congratulations. I know a couple of people did. They were like +8, I believe. Steelers shocked the Bengals in overtime, 23-20. Cincy had a chance to win it in overtime, missed a field goal, and Steelers get the ball back. That one was almost going to be a tie, but the Steelers ended up pulling it out. Go figure. The Eagles let the Lions back into the game, but they end up holding on 38-35. Still don't know why everybody loves the Eagles so much, but we'll get to the Cowboys here in a second. With Dak Prescott out, maybe the Eagles are the favorites to win that division now. Dolphins beat the Patriots in Miami 20-7. Ravens take care of the Jets 24-9 in the Meadowlands. The Browns actually defeat Baker Mayfield and the Panthers. That was Baker's revenge game. He falls to his old team 26-24. And then the Colts and Texans ends in a tie 20-20 in overtime. Saw that game, a lot of that game. Texans going Texan. They were up 20-3. I'm sitting there going, I had the Colts, man. They were, I think, -7. The Colts were. I had the Colts at -7. And the Colts looked like shit in that first half. Texans are up 20-3. And I'm sitting there going, oh, God damn. Plus, I also bet the Texans under on the season. It was 4.5. I've got it. So they need to win 4 games or less for me to win that bet. I'm like, shit, the fucking Colts are going to beat them. And that Colts come back, tied up 20-20. And then Blankenship misses a field goal in overtime. Nobody wanted to win in overtime. Apparently, bad week for kickers, especially in overtime games. Holy hell. And then Lovie Smith just kind of settled for a tie. And that's kind of what happened. It ended up being 20-20. All right. Now, while Lovie Smith of the Texans decided to go play for a tie, the new head coach of your New York Football Giants showed off some big brass cojones. Playing in Tennessee, they get the game-tying touchdown. Well, not game-tying. They got the 6, and it is. And they were trailing the Titans 20-19. They could have kicked the extra point and played for overtime, but they do not. Once again, the new head football coach of the New York Football Giants decided that he was going to go for the win. They line up, they go for 2, they get it. Giants upset the Titans 21-20. And then, and what surprised me, now I know the Packers aren't as good as they were last year, but I mean, it's Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. But Vikings just dominated the Packers 23-7 in that game. Kirk Cousins was just throwing the ball all over the goddamn place. And then freaking Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, holy shit, 44-21 over the Cardinals. Raiders fall to the Chargers 24-19. And then on Sunday night, Cowboys played like absolute shit. Once again, going to make me smile. Yeah. So, sorry, Cowboy fans, this is not your year. It is not your year. Oh, Jesus Christ. And then Dak hurt his thumb, which I'm sad about. He was playing like shit anyway. But then, yeah, he's going to have his surgery on his thumb. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, which is good for the Commanders because they play them here in 2 weeks. Or 2 weeks from Sunday, rather. So, yeah. All right. And then last night on Monday night, I didn't catch a lot of the game Monday night, but yeah, Seattle shocked me. They pull it out the wind, and in the revenge game for Russell Wilson, he loses. So Baker Mayfield lost to his old team. Russell Wilson loses to his old team. Wow, that's a jet. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Oh, shit, I see that jet. There goes another one. Hold on. There it goes. Look at that. All right, so that's your week 1 recap. So let's got Thursday Night Football, Chargers, KC. Short week, both teams. Usually Thursday night favors the home team. I'll go Chiefs in that one. They're 4-point favorites at Arrowhead. I'll go ahead and take the Chiefs. My Commanders playing in Detroit. Fuck it, I'll take the Commanders. Detroit, they're 2.5-point favorites in that ball game. The Jets go to the Browns. Bucks at the Saints. Let's see. Panthers at the Giants. Patriots at Steelers. Colts and Jags. Dolphins, Ravens. That might be a decent game. Baltimore favored by 3.5 at home. Falcons, Rams. Seahawks, Niners. Bengals, Cowboys. Texans, Broncos. Cardinals, Raiders. Packers, Bears on Sunday night. And then 2 Monday night games. You got Titans, Bills, and then you have Vikings, Eagles. Not a lot of sexy matchups this week. Might be a little bit of a downer for week 2 here. We'll see what kind of happens with that though. But yeah, Bills are 10-point favorites. Seriously, Philly's 2-point favorites against the Vikings. Yeah, I might take the Vikings in that game. Seriously, might take my Commanders too. They're 2.5-point dogs. Maybe they should be able to beat Detroit, right? I mean, they should. I mean, they beat Jacksonville. Jacksonville sucks. I mean, Detroit's probably better than Jacksonville, though. So, all right. But like I said, there's nothing really too sexy next week. Like I said, Chiefs Chargers should be good. Thursday night game, though. That should be a good one. AFC West matchup there. Like I said, KC -4. But yeah, nobody cares. Jets, Browns, Bucks, Saints. I mean, the Saints fans will care. Panthers, Giants, Patriots, Steelers, Colts, Jags, Dolphins, Ravens, Falcons, Rams, Niners, Seahawks, Bengals, Cowboys, or Bengals, I should say. Bengals, girl band from the 80s. Texans, Broncos, Cardinals, Raiders. Cardinals, Raiders might be entertaining at the very least. Thanks is favored by 6 in that game at home. That might be entertaining, though. Could be a lot of points. Maybe take the over. Don't know what the over is, but maybe take it. Bears, Packers, but in the way the Packers played last week, I mean that's always a good NFC North rivalry though. Bears, Packers, old school rivals, kind of like Red Sox, Yankees, just old. And then yeah, Bills, Titans, and then yeah, Vikings, Eagles. It's kind of what it is. All right. Yeah, I mean nothing jumping out at me betting wise except maybe. Yeah, the Phillies -2 at home. God, I hate betting the Vikings, but I might do it. Shit, it is on Monday night, though. Well, Kirk Cousins, he finally got that monkey off his back. He's finally won on Monday night, but he's not great in prime time. He's not good in days that don't begin with sun. But anyway. Yeah, I got nothing for y'all betting wise. Tell you what, though, I'm gonna take a little bit time though here to brag on my fantasy team. And the reason I'm going to brag on my fantasy team is you're going to see here in just a second. Hold on a second. Go to week 1. All right. So I'll show this to y'all, but all right. I am the pigskin condoms, or pigskin condom. All right. Pigskin because of football, because usually it's like lambskin condom or sheepskin condom, stuff like that. So I decided to do pigskin condom. That's my name. But yeah, I put up 200 points. 200, that's right, 200. Dropping the bomb. Started off 1-0. All right, and here's my team. Got Pat Mahomes. He got me 46.9 points. Then I had Jonathan Taylor. He got me 28.5 points. Then I have Saquon. Saquon got me 34.4. Devontae Adams got me 31.1. Adam Thielen was my low scorer. He only got me 6.6. Then Michael Thomas of the Saints got me 22.7. Zach Ertz got me 11.4. Justin Tucker got me 6 points kicking. And then the Tampa Bay defense got me 13 points. So I ended up winning 200.6 to 110.1. And a blowout win was the high scorer in my fantasy league, which probably means I blew my load and probably going to shit the bed the rest of this season. But we'll see what happens this week. Let's see. My my matchup this week here. So those are who I'm probably going to end up starting unless Kittle's healthy. I might go Kittle over Ertz, but we'll see. But I'm playing against Aaron Rodgers, Christian McCaffrey, Zeke Elliott, Tyreek Hill, C.D. Lamb, Brandon Cooks, C. Kirk of the Jags, McManus, kicker, Denver, and the Buffalo defense. So we'll see. And they got some folks on their bench here. We'll see if they switch anybody out or anything right there. And like I said, what did Melvin Gordon do the other last night? Oh yeah, I forgot to look at that. Hold on one second here. I'm trying to run out of time, and I'm trying to figure out because I picked him up from I got 8. He might be a serviceable backup running back if I need one. Okay, all right. Well, there you go, folks. That is what you got there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and enjoy week 2 of the NFL season. We'll talk to you again next Tuesday, and then we'll see what baseball is looking like as well and give you another college football recap on top of it. And so this is going to be probably the theme for the rest of the football season. And then, of course, obviously, uh, we'll be talking some baseball, especially as we get towards October. All right. Reminder, you can find me on Twitter at JJ Sports Show 63. That's at JJ Sports Show 63. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I am Jolting Joe. Cheers, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week and sports to ya.